Live from our studios, just steps from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip, it's The Business Lounge with your host, David Wright.
Hi, welcome to The Business Lounge. I'm your host, David Wright. I am excited today because we are going to introduce to you Dr. Wendy from the Adassa James Institute. Dr. Wendy, thank you for being on the show today.
No, thank you, David, for inviting me. I'm actually really excited to be here. As I said to you pre-show, I love to talk.
So that's a good thing because it's a talk show. So
I love to talk.
That's good. One of the things the audience is probably going to notice right away is I detect a slight accent that you have.
That's right. I'm from London. I'm a Londoner. Born and bred. No, I was born and bred in London. I'm from London. Born and raised in London. My parents are West Indian. My mum's Jamaican, man. Come on, man. My mum's Jamaican. So, yeah, born and bred, raised in London, moved to Las Vegas 20 years ago. My husband was in the Air Force.
Okay.
And so, you know, we retired in Las Vegas. Loved it. We weren't stationed at Nellis, for those of you, you know, we weren't stationed there. But I loved Las Vegas. I loved Nevada.
You go from rainy and cloudy, cool and damp, to scorching heat.
I love it.
You love it. So do I.
I love it.
So do I.
I love it.
For those people who aren't familiar with you, you serve a couple of purposes.
Yes.
One is to get the body healthy.
Yes.
The other one is to get the mind healthy.
Yes.
Let's talk about what you do to get the body healthy first, and then we'll talk about the second item.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I feel that people really should know in regard to getting their body healthy, that we're all energy. And sometimes in order for your body to be healthy, you need to have that energy manipulated. And hence the reason why one of the modalities, I do many, but one that I really practice is reflexology, as I've found it to be something that people find very non-threatening. It's really easy because I work on people's feet. And people are okay, there's enough distance between me and their personal space for me to work. So I work on their feet basically to, as a reflexologist, to stimulate the body's own healing mechanism. I don't heal them, I stimulate the body to heal itself. And it really does a remarkable job.
You know, it's interesting that just in recent years, there's been, I'll say, non-traditional.
Yes.
There's been a focus on non-traditional healing that's really proven to be effective.
Yes.
So what is it, or why is it, that regular medicine is so afraid of what people have practiced for centuries to become better?
I think it might boil down to dollars and cents, pounds and pence, yin. Yeah, it boils down to money, and I think for many of the traditional methods of healing, etc., they like proof, but yet still many of the things that they do, there really is no proof, but they like proof, and I think that's the biggest problem. There's no sort of scientific proof as far as they're concerned to say that this is validated. You know, like reflexology is validated, but I know that my sister was sent home from Great Ormond Street to die. Basically, they told her she had two kids, one 18-month-old, and they sent her home and said, there's nothing more that we can do for you. You need to put your affairs in order. Well, long story short, had a sister who'd already passed away, didn't think my mother would survive another child dying, and I had just finished practicing my practice at the Royal Masonic Hospital for reflexology. And my sister, I went and got her, and I asked her, this is going to the mind part, do you want to live? And that's what I do with my cancer patients or my cancer clients. 3 times, do you want to live? Because there's some work that you have to do and it's mental. She said yes, and I commenced to start working, and some nearly 20 8 years later or whatever it is, she's alive and kicking. When in reality, according to doctors, she shouldn't have been. But what I did was I worked on her feet, and it took the energy, and her body put the energy where it needed to go. And I think this is where mainstream medicine have a problem, that they can't chart where it goes and how it gets there.
Yeah, how does it work, right? We can't bottle it and sell it, so therefore it's ineffective, right?
Yes.
That's interesting, because I know the Cancer Centers of America, they also work on the mind. One of the things that they've done over the years is to really look at working on the mind, working at nutrition, doing exercise and the like, and also the regular routine that most people get into, and they have a much higher success rate based upon those things. So I'm a patient, I come to you. How would you assess what I need in terms of my physicality?
First and foremost, we have a serious conversation about you and your life. What you're doing in your life, okay? Very, very, very important. For me, your history, fairly important, but what I'm more concerned with is your destiny. Where is it that you really want to go? Because anything that you've done before has taken you to this point, and clearly it's not working, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So it's about where it is that you want to go, and we start there. What's your diet like? And I've written a book on green smoothies. I did this whole thing on green smoothies because I had a total allergy thing, and they kept giving me steroids, and I kept not wanting to take them, and they kept telling me I was not compliant and I don't have to take them. And so I went to nutrition. But I realized too that with anything, anyway, in answer to your question, that's where I start. I actually start talking to you about where it is you are in your life and what it is you want to do. The other thing I would say is, David, that for everybody, for any illness or disorder, whether life-threatening, I've had a near-death experience, so I'm talking from experience, whether life-threatening or not, there is an emotional correspondent that has pressed that button. If you don't take care of that, it doesn't matter how much I assist you non-traditionally or how much traditional doctors assist you, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. And I have seen that over and over and over again.
So we had talked before the show just a little bit, and I had said, and I think you articulated it just now, that you are the sum total of choices. So what you're saying is it's really your choice to get better.
That's right.
To have a better lifestyle.
That's right.
Better,
That's right.
whatever it may be.
That's right. That's right. Healing is an individual thing. If it wasn't, everybody who had cancer could have chemotherapy, or they could have whatever the alternative therapy is out there, and they'd be healed. If it worked. Your body energy, your body makeup is what makes you heal, not the thing that you're taking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, not the thing that you're taking. So if you had a headache, I had a headache, and your engineer who gives a headache, and we all took aspirin. We all took aspirin. We'd all have a different reaction based on who we are.
Yeah, but they see it time and time again in what they call a blind study, where they have a placebo,
yes, of course,
and then that person takes that, and actually they sometimes, quite frequently, often feel better, and they had and given them nothing but a sugar pill or saline solution or whatever the case may be.
When I was younger, doctors used to give out sugar pills. In England, doctors would give sugar pills or little chalk pills or little. They'd give them out.
And say, this is what you need.
Oh, doctor, I feel so much better. Thank you so much, doctor, I feel so much better. And they would. They'd give them out. You know. So
now
placebo works.
Yeah. The question is, do they still do that? I mean.
No, they don't. It's the word litigious. I think
Yes.
they've really emulated the United States on that. They become, you know, people want to sue. You gave me a sugar pill. I'm well, but you gave me a sugar pill.
I'm going to sue you because you didn't give me real medicine, right?
Exactly.
So once you've gone through and assessed me, what are some of the key, give me 3 key things that you would have me focus on going forward?
First and foremost, I am a huge advocate, proponent, personally as well, for meditation. Now, meditation comes off in all different forms. People say, well, I can't sit there and no, that's not just meditation, all right? It's not just about that. You can have a running meditation. You can have, if you're washing dishes, you can turn anything, drive it. One of my clients on Friday, she was going to a meeting and she was stressed. I said, well, turn your driving experience into a meditation. She said, well, I can't zone out. I'm not asking you to. Meditation is something where you apply your focus, but the focus turns inward and applies back to you. So anyway, meditation would be one of them. 2, in diet. I'm not a person who believes in exclusion. I'm all about inclusion. So there are things that I would say to you that you may need to include into your diet, nutrition-wise. Yeah? And then outside of that, you need to find something that you're going to do that's going to bring you some joy. Those 3 things. And we start working from there. Outside of, depending on what else, you know, how many times you need to get your feet worked on. Right. There are some people who come to me and I know, for me to work on you, it's going to take too long to get the desired results. So you need to see an acupuncturist.
Okay.
For how direct they're going to be. Then you can come back to me. So there are things like that will happen when you come to see me. You know, I know my skill set, and knowing your skill set in any business is an empowerment.
You know, you just touched on a really interesting component as to why people should use your service. Most people think that they're the last stop. They would not turn a patient over to somebody else to do something. It's very hard in traditional medicine in this country to go to a specialist or go to, well, they're not in my network, they're not covered, they're blah, blah, blah. You got to go through a number of changes to get there. Not only that, most doctors are ego-driven to the point in which they would not say, well, obviously I can't do anything more for you, so you need to go see this person. When you go see this person, come back and we'll continue to work on maintenance and getting you better over time. Right now, you're an acute case, you need to go see this person.
Right.
So
that's important. I think that's important. Even within my industry, the complementary, alternative, holistic, whatever phrase is comfortable for people, even within that industry, I see people do that. And, you know, it's like, no, you can't do everything, but do what you do and do it well and know your limitations. Your limitations is your client's success. And that's what I want. For anybody who comes to see me, I don't want you to come and see me for the rest of your life. I don't want that kind of relationship with you. I'm married. I don't need that kind of relationship.
I don't want to know you that well.
Exactly.
Right?
I want you to get well and stay well and be on a regime that will allow you to be well for the rest of your life, or at least know how to cope with the ups and downs of life. Know the body signals to tell you, hey, look, you're rolling back into a cycle. You're going back into this emotional place that got you here in the first place.
Speaking of limitations, unfortunately, we're out of time. So how can people find out more about Dr. Wendy and how to get in touch with you?
Right. You can find me at itsmylifemychoice.com. That's itsmylifemychoice.com. You can also get me, and I do answer the phone most of the times, on area code 702-425-8589. Area code 702-425-8589. Be healthy.
Dr. Wendy, thank you for being on the show.
Oh, no, thank you.
For the Business Lounge, this is Dave Wright, where we talk to real people about real business and real success. Until the next time.
That was the quick.